Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. A 19-year-old was arrested for investigation into DUI after allegedly crashing his car on Old Woman Springs Road early Sunday morning at around 2:40 a.m. San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of a crash in the 5500 block of Old Woman Springs Road near Spencer Road. A bystander witnessed the single-car crash and called 911. Deputies say they arrived and identified the driver as Victor Ramirez, 19. No other vehicles were said to be involved, and the Sheriff's Department did not provide additional information on the nature of the crash. Deputies say that Ramirez was found to be intoxicated, and though he was uninjured in the crash, he was taken to a local hospital for medical clearance prior to booking. Victor Ramirez was arrested on suspicion of DUI over 0.08%. Joshua Tree's fluctuating population of nearly 7,000 residents all use septic systems for wastewater treatment, and that extends to the downtown business corridor that sees roughly 3 million visitors pass through it annually. As that business and residential population continues to grow, the health of the aquifers that Joshua Tree is built upon hangs in the balance. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us to explore the question that many residents are asking.
So will Joshua Tree be getting a sewer system? Just a few weeks ago, it seemed like a question posed at an early stage of the county's explorations of the possible project. It was also a topic at the latest Joshua Basin Water District Board meeting, where Vice President Stacy Doolittle discussed information she found regarding $750,000 that the county had earmarked towards sewer exploration. That number is now ballooned to $6.3 million, part of a $31 million chunk of change set aside by the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors for Third District projects. Some of those are long-requested infrastructure, such as additional crosswalks, traffic and pedestrian signals, bathrooms, and trash facilities. However, the money for a sewer district formation, site acquisition, and environmental assessment took almost everybody by surprise. Folks from Joshua Tree did show up remotely to share their sticker shock and confusion on why such a large sum of money for third district projects was dropped into the agenda without much warning. Cliffhanger Guides business owner Seth Zaharias was first to speak. He's also on the board of the recently formed Joshua Tree Association of Business and Culture.
When I reached out to numerous downtown Joshua Tree business owners, nobody was aware of the proposed $31 million of infrastructure improvement in Joshua Tree. In regards to the proposed sewer project, there's nobody in the downtown existing business community who is advocating for that. And to me, this really sounds like an opportunity for box retail to really set a footprint in downtown Joshua Tree. And frankly, we're a cash cow for tourism, for the economy and tax revenue and TOT and all that stuff. And I do not want our town to end up looking like every other town in America as just one giant strip mall.
Stacy Doolittle's on the board for the Morongo Basin Conservation Association as well as the Joshua Basin Water District. She spoke about developments like the Lovemore Ranch that has been approved for Joshua Tree and what other developments a sewer system could bring to the small unincorporated village.
You all are installing sewers to support developments such as Lovemore and other inappropriate development projects. This issue is not being considered cumulative. The cumulative impacts to our community and the cumulative impact for installing that sewer covering so much blank area that's obviously going to be filled with formula retail.
David Fick used the public comment period at the end of the meeting to bring discussion back around to the proposed sewer system.
The concern we have is the sewer authority. Our county is probably the most opaque it's ever been in the last 40 years that I've been out here. We do not have a Chamber of Commerce, we do not have a MAC, and we don't have a open and communicative county representative out here. The sewer authority will be fought by the Joshua Tree community every step of the way. We know what the results can be. We do not want the results.
Third District Representative Don Rao was absent from yesterday's board meeting. We reached out to the county for comments and clarification on the nascent sewer plans and will continue to report on this as more information becomes available. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The 29 Palms Planning Commission held their last meeting of 2025 yesterday. Annalise Kuiper was there and brings us a report.
There were no announcements or public comments, and the consent calendar was swiftly approved. During the study session on maintaining the roads, Community Development Director Keith Gardner informed the meeting of the following.
We've been working on this internally for a while, so next month I'm going to take a formal list before the City Council for their approval. So a maintained road list is not subject to planning commission approval or jurisdiction, but I want to let the commission know what we're doing and keep you as informed as we can. So we have done a lot of research historically as to what the city has historically maintained, and we've asked Caltrans, the state and the county, to see if they have had any roads that they maintain that we inherited that we formally adopted as part of our road system.
The next item studied was the progress made on updating the city's general plan and allowable land uses. Research has been done into privately owned parcels to determine if they are consistent with the land use designation. The goal is to simplify and consolidate the language in the general plan. The next Planning Commission meeting will take place on January 20th, 2026. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Annalise Kuiper.
The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors will hold their regular monthly meeting tonight at 6 p.m. in Covington Park's multi-purpose room. Reporter Gabriel Hart has a look at the meeting's agenda.
In new business, the board will discuss, review, and approve an annual review of their mission statement, district policies, and related resolutions to ensure they remain accurate and reflective of current operations. The district is considering utilizing an outside HR service to support personnel management, compliance, and employee relations, and the board will review and discuss outsourcing these services. Finally, the district is considering a defined retainer rate to the current legal counsel's agreement to provide a predictable monthly legal service cost, an adjustment that would formalize ongoing support under clear and consistent terms, so the board will discuss and review an updated retainer agreement. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The 29 Palms Tourism Business Improvement District Board of Directors meets in regular session tomorrow to discuss the continuation of their billboard program. The board will consider the timing and placement of billboards that encourage tourism to 29 Palms. They will also consider Joshua Tree National Park Visitor Center operations and consider expanding the range of, quote, citywide events to include the Joshua Tree Lake RV and Campground. The board will also consider a request for matching funds up to $20,000 for the 29 Palms Music Series Committee and make one appointment to the Event Grant Review Committee. The TBID Board of Directors meets tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. at 29 Palms City Hall. And finally, today is the final day to vote in the 29 Palms Holiday Light Tour and Decorating Contest. Dozens of homes throughout 29 Palms have put out their finest lights and decorations in the hopes of bringing merriment to the high desert. You can find interactive maps to the participating homes throughout the city of 29 Palms at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. 29 Palms residents are encouraged to vote for their favorite homes on the tour, with awards going to first, second, and third place. You can find a link to vote with those maps at our website or at 29palms.org. Winners will be announced on Thursday, just in time for the final day of the 29 Palms Holiday Light Tour, which is Friday. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.